Size matters not.
Today, are e-girls bad for your health?
No, but welcome back to Below Average Collecting. What it be? Today's topic is the best and worst parts of Pokemon card shows.
And why are we talking about Pokemon card shows, Greg? What did we do recently?
Well, way to set me up. We went to a Pokemon card show on Saturday. It was the first one in a while. It was actually interesting. I was talking to a lot of the vendors there. It was really hard for vendors to get a table. There was a huge wait list, and even during a New York City storm, there was a huge wait list. Seems like everyone is popping off trying to get back into the game.
Well, it makes sense that it was such a wait list because that venue was very small. Coming from California venues where you get to go to hotel halls, like hotel conference halls, where it's a giant room and there are like 60 to 100 vendors that are there, into this small dark space where the entry was very dark and
was dank,
it
too.
looked like I was going into a drug house.
Sort of.
And it smelled like mildew.
Right. It's an old venue.
It was definitely a different experience, so I can see why there's a wait list.
It's the New York Underground, TCG.
It felt very New York underground-y.
I mean, huge demand in the New York area, but most of the card shows in New York are out in New Jersey and Long Island, the big ones. The smaller ones, which attract far more people, we're working with like maybe 2,000 square feet, right? And all the tables are different sizes. It almost seems like
That was funny.
BYOT.
That was really funny. There were like some 4-foot tables, some 6-foot tables, some 8-foot tables. And they just made it. They made it work though. It was surprising. It was packed. I started painting the picture for you guys earlier, but I forgot to mention that just walking in, it just reeked of marijuana. It like absolutely reeked. I'm like, I'm looking around, I see some kids, and I'm like, wait, is this okay? Is this what we want to associate Pokemon with for the children? A dark, scary, mildewy, weed-smelling hallway?
Exactly. That's exactly what we want to associate it with. I also know that venue is where they hold underground punk rock wrestling matches. Like,
that makes sense.
It's a multi-use venue, and there's a lot of places like that. There's a place in the Lower East Side called Sour Mouse, which is a pool hall, and all these cards are out on pool tables. There really aren't a lot of tables there. It's just like 20 pool tables, and there's just cards on them.
Yeah, when he first told me that, I was like, what is the Pokemon vending scene like here? This is crazy.
The Pokemon card vending scene is crazy.
Yeah,
it's very scrappy. It's very scrappy.
It's Neanderthal-esque.
Well, it's also reflected in some of the vendors. I mean, you have some really great vendors in New York City. Incredible vendors.
Great transition, Greg.
Yeah, thank you. Jesus Christ. But then you have vendors who kind of just remind you of that old school New York where they're just trying to get a deal, like a steal of a deal out of you. Like I had this one girl undervalue.
First girl, first table, first
girl, undervalue all my cards. So the cards later I found were comped at about $300. She comped me at $180 and then asked for 75% to buy from me. I was like, no, that's ridiculous.
75% to trade or to buy?
To trade.
So she offered 75% trade. That's, did you try to talk her up?
No, I was just like, that's not happening. I was not, because she was not haggling with me either. I was like, I'll do 85% on that comp, which was a crazy comp. I almost got scammed, dude.
Why do you think that was a crazy comp?
Because the other guy comped it at $400. So she comped at $180. I don't know what she was using. She must have been grading it on the Japanese versions of the cards.
The scammer app.
Yeah, I have no idea the scammer app. Yeah, can someone find me the scammer app so when I become a vendor, I can start using that too?
I got you.
Yeah,
I use it. I use it.
Big scamming energy. So I don't know. I went over to another vendor. I've been working with this vendor for a long time, and he's actually the guy that got me into the hobby in the first place because it was such a good experience, like buying from him the first time. And I go over to him, and we have a long-term relationship. Wink, wink. And it was such a better experience where he was like, "All right, here's a fair comp." I was like, "That sounds right." He was like, "This is like lightly played, not near mint, but I'll comp you a little bit between because it's in decent condition, and like I'll comp like we'll do like 85% trade because like you're a homie." And it's like, yeah, I mean, he's making money. He's not making a ton of money off of me, but he knows that I'm going to come back and like give him heat. I bring him all my heat. He's the first guy I go to. I just bring him heat, and then he's got heat.
Yeah,
And
that's the thing about making great deals and being forward with people and being
yeah,
fair with people is they come back to you. And I vend, you need that because eventually you're going to run out of stock. Like that's only happened when I first started vending. I was like, oh my gosh, I have no cards. People bought up everything. I got to start going onto Facebook Marketplace. Oh my God, what do I do? This is so much work. It's much easier if you're just nice to people and they trust you and then they come to your table and they're like, hey, like I have 5 people that I know that always come to me first, and they say that they're like, I come to you first. And it sucks because they're trading away their collection because they need money. But they come to me because I give them a fair deal. I go through all the pricing with them. We come to an agreed upon cost or price, market price on the card. And they love that. And that's why I always have stock. It's not an issue. So Greg talked about his bad experience, which was just being absolutely railed on a deal,
right.
and luckily he had the sense of mind to not take that terrible deal because
Many people do take it though.
yeah, because they don't know any better.
They don't know any better.
This market is still new. I constantly get comments that are like, hey, I'm new to this hobby. Can you explain what's going on here? And I'm surprised because Pokemon has been going on for so long, but there are still new people constantly coming into this hobby that don't know what's happening. And it's people that have been here's responsibility to inform them on how to not get absolutely wrecked and start hating the hobby immediately. So that was Greg's bad experience. For me, I didn't have too bad of an experience at this card show. There were some vendors that rubbed me the wrong way a bit. Particularly, I was looking for Shuckle cards, as some of you may know. And this one right there. And it's an interesting card that goes from between $3.50 to $6. So vendors typically have it marked up at that $6. Some vendors have it at $8. But I always gotta ask. I always shoot for $4 to $5 on that card. If I can get it for $4 to $5, great. But this one vendor was quite insulted when I asked for it for $5. He had it marked at $7.
Ridiculous.
And he goes on to TCG Player. Like after I leave, I was a little salty. I'm not gonna lie.
No, she should be.
After I leave, after he denies me the $5, I leave and he finds me. Bro came and found me because he could tell I was salty, and I think he didn't like it either. And he shows me the TCG prices, and he's like, "Yeah, you see this last sold was $640," and then I'm like, "What are the ones before that?" And it's like 7 sold at $3.40.
Crazy.
And I'm like, well, you see, that's where I was getting my price from. And I asked for $5 just because I get that maybe you did price it high when you took it in. And yeah, bro came after me, which was hilarious. Like, bro cared enough to come after me. And then I hear him talking later to his buddies. He's like, yeah, he asked me for $2 off off a $7 card. Like, does he not realize the percentages? And I'm just like,
Oh, he realizes
bro,
the
I was
percentages.
just asking for market, like,
Yeah.
and above market too,
Yeah,
like
quite
higher
frankly.
end of
Yeah,
market.
he was being a nice guy. I mean, you were.
Yeah, I'm a nice guy.
Yeah,
I'm
he's
a
a
really
nice guy. He's a nice guy, as much of a scalper as he is.
Yeah, I try.
Yeah, dude. Like I remember like one of the first card shows I went to. I was trying to get that like Pokemon Center Charmander.
The Obsidian Flames looking out the
Yeah.
window.
Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I love that. I love that card so much.
I got a lot of them.
They were comping it at 260. Market was 230, and I was like, "Can we do like 215?" And they're like, "You're crazy." I'm like, "Look at the market, and it's like on a downtrend, dude." I come back like 3 weeks later. I see him at another card show. He has it at $200. It's like some of these people, like they're in the hobby, but they don't understand Pokemon cards. They don't understand the market. They don't understand how to sell, and they're just trying to squeeze as much as they can. It's like that saying is like you can only skin a sheep once. Like you have to trim the wool, man. You can't just like completely blast through someone and then expect them to come back to you. I won't work with that guy. I refuse
Never
to.
again. You'll never go
again.
back.
Never
Yeah.
again. I don't work with those guys because they just like they don't understand it. And so like
And we don't forget a face.
yeah. And here's the thing: I didn't see them at that card show. I haven't seen them in a long time.
Curious.
It's very curious how that works. So I think the guys that you see repeatedly are the ones that like realize that the trade goes both ways. Like you have to go back to like playground economics is like you used to bring your cards to school. You wanted to get a good trade out of them. You got scammed by the bully for sure, but you don't trade with the bully anymore.
You used to bring your cards to school and they got stolen.
They got stolen. Well, I got my cards stolen. Everyone steals cards. I mean, I didn't steal cards.
I got many cards stolen.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, dude.
I was foolish to bring my cards.
You were foolish to bring your cards. Like we got scammed.
That's why they don't do it at school anymore. You're not allowed to bring Pokemon cards to school.
Really?
Yep.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like almost all the kids I talk to, they're like, "Yeah, I can't bring."
Well,
cards
that's the other thing, man. Like I saw that video of you with that kid, like, and you were buying at 90% his Barnes and Noble
the Reshiram.
Reshiram. Beautiful card. I mean, I love that
Right?
card.
So pretty.
Yeah, and like the way that these kids run business now, like they're on it.
They know what's going
They
on.
know what's going on. They know, here's the deal. You 30-year-olds out there, you're behind the curve on these kids. These
For
kids,
real.
These kids are like, oh, this is an adult hobby. We need to act like adults. You adults think it's a kid's hobby and you act like children.
I opened up eBay last solds to comp that card.
Yeah.
And the kid was like, "Yeah, filter solds right there."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
This dude is running the table for him. This dude's like, what? He must have been like 14, 12?
I don't know, but I was
know.
impressed. And
Yeah.
when he asked for $12, which is just, it's basically $1 off, so 90% market. I was
Yeah.
like, dude, you're cool. So like,
Yeah.
yes, like if you come to my table and you're a cool kid, by the way,
Yeah.
I will probably give you an amazing deal. Like
Yeah.
I don't care.
Well, that also goes both ways for like just being a chiller in general. It's like,
That's true.
if you're a chill person and you're like you're not trying to f someone over, here's the deal though. As a buyer, if I sense that there's a seller, I will try to f them over. Like I walk away with great deals all the time.
Well, that's okay because it's the vendors that looked poorly upon when they try to F someone over.
Yeah.
The collectors are seen as champions.
Oh, I'm dangerous as a collector.
When they take advantage of vendors.
I took advantage of a vendor and it was one of those like big time vendors. And like, I really didn't like the vibe that this guy was putting out. He was like, no, I can't do 95% on everything. I'm like, okay, that's fine. And then I did a coin flip with him and I finagled it so that like the coin flip would just be like market versus like 80%. Won that coin flip on this Giratina that was like crazy condition. You remember that?
Yeah.
It's going to get a PSA 10 for sure.
When he tells me that he's going to a card show and he's trying to offload stuff, I always ask him, what percentage are you trying to offload at? And he's like 90%. And I laugh because you're not going to get 90% for your things.
Of course not.
Like you can start at 90%, but I might go up to 82% trade. But if you come at me and immediately you're like 90%, I'm like, this guy's kind of a butt. Like,
Yeah,
he's a butt, and
I'm a butt.
I don't really want to deal with him
No.
because I can tell this 6'5" guy is a little cocky POS, and he expects a lot. So
No.
I'm just gonna be nice. I'm gonna bid him farewell, and that's it.
No, I think that's the first read that people put on people like me. But in reality, I'm asking.
That is the reality.
Yeah. I think what's going on is I'm asking for a lot and not expecting people to like trade back. It's like, oh, okay. Like I start at 90. I'm like, are we gonna like haggle here, or are you just gonna like reject me entirely? Like what's the relationship?
I mean, you'd
look
start
like
at
here?
90 and I'd be like, usually I do 80% trades, but
Okay.
I'll take a look at what you got.
Yeah, why do you do 80? And it's like, okay, then we talk about it. Like, I want to understand your logic and like find a deal that works for both of us where we're both happy and we walk away happy. But I'm not going to start out by
He's going to discover why we do 80 when he starts
I know exactly why they do
vending
80.
himself.
I know exactly why they do 80.
realizing the hassle that comes along with vending. It's not all hassle, of course. It's mostly fun, but
there's a lot of hassle.
There's some hassle involved for sure.
I'm dreading pricing all my cards out. I have to like get on that right now because I've got like hundreds of cards to price.
Yeah. It takes
like
some
how
time.
long would it take for me to price like 300 cards?
Not crazy long. By yourself,
Yeah.
I would assume a minute per card.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's not.
All right, we gotta finish up here.
wrap up
The good things. We talked about the bad things. How about what were you super stoked about? What were you happy with in terms of dealing with some vendors?
Well, first of all, going to my favorite vendor is always a pleasure.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. It was definitely you. Always a pleasure there. But what I would say was the best part about that card show was just seeing this one vendor had a bunch of Mega Dream boxes sold out immediately. And I just looked at that. I was like, huh, it's interesting how high demand those are compared to the gem 3s that she had on the table, or gem 3s. And I was just like, all these other like boxes and packs around the venue were not selling. I was just like, that's really interesting that Mega Dream is doing so well.
Well, I think it's because Gem 3 is Chinese.
True, but I prefer a Gem 3 over like any English box, but I'm a crazy person. But I was just like, that's super interesting how this is selling really quickly. And it just is like, it felt really nice to be at a card show for the first time in New York since like November. Because they haven't been really doing them, and all these vendors are like, they're buying at like 75% right now because the market's crazy. But it was really nice to see like this level of healing and this like demand from vendors to be back in the shows, because it just pointed to me like, oh, all that dip was just a dip. Like the market's coming back, and it's going to be coming back hot. So it felt really reassuring to see all that at the show, and then seeing some really good vendors there and just having fun and just joking around. I love joking around with people. Like, that's honestly why I like these card shows so much. Is I don't like buying stuff online. It's kind of just like there's no relationship there. I really like building relationships with people. And it's just fun when you can like just have fun with people that are like into the same hobby as you. It's like, oh my God, look at this card. Like, where'd you even get this?
Yeah, that was one of my good experiences there. So I was looking for the Shuckles, and I guess one of the vendors that I stopped at their table saw that a collector had a Shuckle, and the vendor told the collector that, hey, there's this guy, there's this bearded dude walking around who's looking for Shuckles, and if you're looking to sell, like, the guy was probably, the Shuckle was in his trade binder. He was going to trade it to the vendor. The vendor was like, hey, you can get full market from this guy. I'm going to offer you a certain percentage. Like, just go to that guy. And he finds me and he's like, hey, I heard you were looking for Shuckles. And I buy a Shuckle from a collector right at the show. And that's that connection, that experience, that Pokemon journey, that collector journey
together.
Like that journey together. He just came to me. And I'd never had anyone just come up to me and say, hey, I heard you were collecting this card. That was one great experience. The other great experience that I had was I bought a Totodile.
Oh my god, that card's so cool.
From Expedition or not Expedition. One of the e-readers. It's not Skyridge. It's not Aquapolis. Maybe it's Expedition. And I saw that card, and it's vintage is hard to price. But immediately the guy was super friendly. He was like, yeah, like, let's work a deal. Let's check out the prices. Let's check out TCG Player. Let's check out eBay. And we did it together. And we came to an agreed upon price. And then he's like, hey, by the way, I have this other Shuckle. I don't know if you're interested. I'll take any Shuckle. It doesn't matter. And we came to a deal on the Shuckle too. And the guy was super friendly, willing to move on his price, happy to negotiate. And that, I wish I got his social media. It was foolish of me, just so I could figure out, where's this guy going to be at next? Like, I want to do another deal with him because he was a super chill dude, which is nice because I'm coming from a vendor perspective. That was maybe the second card show I've been to as a non-vendor, getting to actually explore and deal with other vendors, and finally realizing what people are really looking for. Like, I had an idea, and I'm usually cool, but it was interesting, or it was good to see from a collector's perspective what people really want, how they want to feel leaving your table, and what keeps them coming back for more. I think we should call it there, Greg. What do you think?
Yeah, I think introducing a good perspective like that is a great way to call it.
All right.
I can't add any more to that.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed. We don't have a sign out. We should figure out a sign out. So,
are e-girls bad for your health?
Are e-girls
Find out next
bad
time
for your
on
health?
the next episode.
We are something below average.
We are below
collectors.
average IQ. I mean, below average collectors.
Below average everything.
Below average everything, quite honestly.
Peace.
Peace.
Nice.
That was good.
Yeah.